regroup and get it back to home plate?
Just try to have some type of perspective of getting the most you can out of it, no matter what the score is saying. They jumped us, especially at the start of the third. Certainly portions of the first period, but especially the start of the third. And you're just playing catch up, pretty much for the rest of the game after that first almost minute and a half. But you're just trying to find some type of order and purpose to end the game with that in mind.
What's your biggest disappointment with this performance?
I think the way we started the game, stings a little bit. I think the start of the third period where Baca, Cam, I think he had 8 straight points. I know it went from 13 down to 21. Those 2 periods of the game stick out the most.
Right, people knew that it was going to be tough. We all knew it was going to be tough. I'm pretty sure you didn't expect that type of outcome.
I didn't. I knew the first 3 games were going to be difficult. I knew coming into this building after back-to-back was going to be difficult, but you're certainly not expecting it to be, that margin of a deficit. I give Toronto credit. We got a lot of work to do. We look forward to getting Joel back in this and continuing to learn how to play the group.
What's his availability for Monday?
We expect to see him in Detroit. That has not been confirmed, but it is my expectation, based on early news, to see him in Detroit.
It seemed like even before the start of the preseason, you guys and the players understood that patience was going to be a part of this thing. How do you go about reminding them of that at this stage when I'm sure they would like to do well and get that first one?
I think it's just going back to doing what we've talked about. It's not like we're not going to do anything differently in relation to what we value and to how we practice and how we teach. We completely get, led by me, that this start, especially with the margin of today's game, isn't what we had hoped for. But I have great faith in the people in the locker room, in my coaching staff, that we will keep hammering away and continue to find ways to improve.
Last night you indicated that you wanted to get the ball in the hands of Markelle a little more. Tonight you did. What was your assessment there?
I think he does some really elite things in open court. Like when you watch him dribble and you watch him move around the court, I think that he continues to show why he was the first player chosen. You're reminded all the time that it's an adults league when you get into the paint and close to the rim. Him continuing to learn how to navigate once you get where you want to go, and not, get into the traffic and get your shot blocked, etc., jump stops, finding people, dribble keeps, keeping your dribble probing the baseline type of stuff, then I think it'll come together for him.
On the outside, for us in the media, it's easy to be impressed by the numbers that Ben's putting up to the first 3 games. Do you even kind of step back and he's doing things that historically really in a volume haven't been done very often?
I'm not really paying attention to the numbers. I feel what the numbers say. I think I know what the stats say below me, but when you're just coaching and feeling the game, you're feeling that he has the ability to be incredibly special, and you feel like immediately the stuff that he does on the floor is very unique, with his size and his burst of speed and, his ability to get to the rim and take hits. All those things is kind of wrapped up more to me in athleticism.
Any impressions of how Jaleel went through the night and what he was able to give you?
I thought he was okay. He shows why he was the 3rd player chosen, in that he really can score. He's got a knack for scoring. And, to see him out there and just playing basketball again, and, we all sort of see his body. It's a well-deserved body. He's put in a lot of time. He's down 20 pounds. And I think the way he moves shows that he's a lot more nimble on his feet and can get up and down the floor a lot easier. It was good to see him play, and I thought when he was on the floor he did well.
It seems like Ben and Markelle developing a nice two-man game. If that continues, do you think that down the road he'll be in the starting lineup?
My plan is to grow him, obviously, and the end game, that is the end game when he will come in with that group. I think to fast track that is not the plan right now. I think that over time, I think we're all going to feel when that is. I think in many ways on that other group coming off the bench, it empowers him to play and, perhaps maybe be more even on a stage with more responsibility with that second group. But the end game is most definitely to bring him in with Joel and Ben. That's the holy grail. That's what I got to do, develop those three. But the timeline on that, I think, is up for discussion.
You spoke beforehand, about the sort of carryover from last night with the defending the up fakes with the Raptors. Do you feel like that was something in retrospect that DeRozan was kind of able to take advantage of a little bit?
It's the single, Keith asked me what was disappointing. I mentioned the start of the game, the start of the third period. When you get into sort of coach speak and the granular stuff, our inability to not get tricked, to not bite on multiple up fakes, and to look down and to see him take 16 free throws is a discipline that we have to improve upon. It's the thing that hurt us last night. We fouled 4 3-point shooters. That's 12 free throws. You're not going to win any close game or any game that matters when you don't have that discipline. And so this will continue to be a reminder of our guys. We call it second off the floor. You can't be first off the floor. You're a prisoner to the player and to a referee. And we need to stay ground bound. We were poor tonight doing that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.